Hi Leo, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is November 20th, 2019. This is a general love reading for the sign of Leo for the end of the month of November. Because it is a general love reading, this can pertain to any kind of relationship you're dealing with, romantic or otherwise. It also can pertain to situations or circumstances you're in. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I'm using to describe them. You can interchange the roles. You might be any one of the characters that show up in the reading. It can also feel like I'm reading directly for you, but you could also feel like you're cross-watching for somebody else. So again, be flexible. Don't try to make the reading fit for you. You'll know if it's resonating. And my intention, as always, is to reach as many people as possible who need the message the most and who will benefit from the message. So I have pre-shuffled all of my decks. I'll give this one more shuffle and a cut, and we'll get started with Leo. Let's see what's going on with you guys today. Just so you know, and I'm pretty sure my viewers could care less, but there's something going on with my tripod. It's got some weird angles, so I don't know if I'm crooked on the screen or what, but anyway, it's bothering me. Probably doesn't matter to you. I just thought I'd mention it. Anyway, we started off in your underlying energy with Justice and the Knight of Cups in reverse. In your underlying energy. And then we have the Page of Wands paired with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Star paired with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit. And he is paired with the Lovers. Okay, so, you know, generally speaking, and you don't have to be a tarot card reader to know that, you know, when the Lovers card pops out, we're dealing with a significant relationship. It could be romantic. It can be otherwise. The Lovers card does not have to indicate a romantic relationship. But this is definitely something that you are thinking deeply about. You might be seeking to gain some justice in a situation, a love situation maybe where you thought, you know, you might be coming together with somebody after some hardships or some challenges or some conflicts that maybe prevented you from getting to that point, or you're seeking justice in removing yourself from. There's something about the loss of a love offer that's resulting in some justice for you. So this could be a situation where you've left one relationship and are moving toward another. I don't feel like this is a third-party situation, at least not yet, but I mean, you never know. But that could indicate that. There's definite hope on the table here, even though it looks like there's been some pitfalls, some things that haven't worked in the past, maybe regarding a previous relationship. We have a Queen of Pentacles on the table, who looks like she might be receiving some news or waiting on some news. Maybe feeling a little left in the dark. This could potentially be you, Leo. We'll talk about that later after I get some more cards out. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this can indicate a few different things. This can indicate a mothering figure, for example, who's a little too mothering, so who smothers. This could indicate, because the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position, this is wifey material. This is your ultimate perfect partner. This is someone who's loyal and compassionate and grounded, someone who takes care of herself and the people that she loves. You know, the dog indicates the dedication and loyalty and compassion she has for her family and her close friends and the people that surround her. When she's in the reverse, it can indicate this is someone who is overly smothering, overly caring. And when I say overly caring, just over the top, maybe sticks her nose in other people's business because she thinks she can fix things for you. But this can also indicate somebody who has removed themselves from a situation because they are this type of person and they haven't been receiving it back. In other words, there's been an imbalance in a relationship, so this person has removed themselves because they know their worth. This can also indicate insecurity. This person may be feeling not their Queen of Pentacles in the upright position, but maybe feeling like they're not providing enough or not giving enough or not feeling capable of doing that for those that they love or the people that surround them. Wherever you, and you know, this is a general love reading, so this person can embody all of those energies, and you know what resonates for you. But this person feels like she's waiting on a message, or possibly waiting to receive or give news regarding a relationship, possibly hope for a relationship, or trying to fix something that was broken from the past, trying to work on something that didn't work in the past. So I think this is your energy, Leo. Let's get some more cards on the table and see what else we can come up with here. Clarifying justice. In your underlying energy, we have the Ace of Swords. So some truth is coming out, some revelations, some honesty. And clarifying the Knight of Swords in reverse, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this I'm going to get the rest of these out and then we'll talk about this in a second. So we have the Six of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Page of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is clarified by the King of Pentacles in reverse. I love it when this stuff happens. It absolutely astounds me when I get these kind of readings where the cards are duplicate and they just, Two of Cups in reverse. I mean, the story is just obvious, right? Again, you don't have to be a tarot reader to see what's going on. The pictures tell it all. Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. And Lovers is clarified by the Knight of Swords. Okay. So what I'm seeing right now is there's some truth that's coming out regarding a relationship that possibly did not come together. Something that didn't transpire. And it was probably due to a lack of clarity, maybe some miscommunication, maybe some unknown information, or the two parties were not being clear with one another. There was a lack of understanding between those involved. And again, right now this looks like a two-person reading. There could be more energies that are introduced, but we'll see what shows up. Right now we're looking at the Queen of Pentacles, which I believe, Leo, is your energy, and the King of Pentacles. Came out clarifying each other. And we have the Six of Cups in reverse with the Page of Wands. So here's what this is telling me. Let's work through this together, shall we, Leo? So these two parties could potentially be waiting on communication with one another, or waiting on a message or news regarding one another, or, you know, one person waiting on the other person. There is some harbored negative energy between the two of them. And when I say negative energy, it could just mean that these two have been in separation, and so there's a lack of clarity on maybe where the relationship stands. There has not been reconciliation. There could be some misunderstandings between these two, or there's been some miscommunication. And so the relationship is not on stable ground right now. This could also potentially be a new relationship that never transpired, and you know, the energy is still working its way through so that these two can come together. The Six of Cups indicates soulmate material, indicates someone who is extremely important in your life, someone who's meant to be in your life, somebody who's meant to live out at least part of your life with you, so that you can each learn from one another, learn from your experiences, good and bad. I mean, you know, this does not, just because this person's a soulmate doesn't mean that there aren't, you know, there hasn't been or won't be troubled times between the two of you. Relationships take work no matter how good they are. But these two people feel removed from one another and probably are not quite understanding what went wrong between the two of them. I don't feel like there's communication right now, but justice with the Ace of Swords tells me It's either about to happen or it's currently happening right now. This is in your underlying energy. And it may be that this is something that you've been waiting on, or something that you've been working on, trying to figure out what went wrong with this relationship or why it hasn't come together. So this is not new. This feels like a separation or a relationship that has not come together yet, and it's been a work in progress is what I'm getting more than anything with these two cards. It's been painful. I do feel like there's been some hardships regarding this relationship maybe coming together. It's possible that some other relationships had to end before these two energies could come together, and that might still be happening. But there is hope on the table, and it's a strong hope. This relationship, I feel like the universe is still working on it. I feel like this is a spiritual bond. I feel like there's still some things to figure out and some energy to work through, and that's happening. It's very clear, and I think at least both parties are very sure that whatever's happened in the past, whatever's been attempted in the past, trials and tribulations, hasn't worked. And so there's this feeling of hope that we're going to try again. Because here's another set of cards that to me just tells the whole story. This is a love relationship worth fighting for, Seven of Wands, worth defending, worth standing up for, worth fighting it to the very end, and eventually some action is going to be taken to make it happen. But I believe both, I can't frickin' my words. Both parties are in hermit mode right now, working this out on their own, maybe contacting their spirit guides, working through their own crap, their own karma, whatever it is that needs to be worked on in order to make this relationship come together. It feels very spiritual to me. It feels like a connection that was meant to me to be, and it feels like spirit is on the side of these two people. That's what I'm getting so far off of my first two sets of cards. So pretty strong reading, Leo. Kind of exciting too, if I do say so myself. I do feel that there's been some heartache, or at least hardships, some struggles. Maybe some miscommunication or lack of communication. Maybe unwilling to come together in the past because the timing just wasn't right. You know, the shit hadn't been worked through. And this is not over for these two people. And again, you could be the Queen of Pentacles or King of Pentacles, you choose what makes sense to you. But I am reading for the Queen of Pentacles. So just bear that in mind. I mean, when I say I'm reading for, I'm talking to the Queen of Pentacles in this video. So let's get some more cards out, Leo, and see what else is going on for you in this King of Pentacles. Clarifying justice in your underlying energy, we have the Empress. There you are. And clarifying the Knight of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. New passionate beginning. And you know what? Oh, God. I don't ever take the third card when I do the cards from the bottom of the deck for the underlying energy, but there's the Emperor. You know what? I got the card sticking to my elbow here. I'm taking this card and look at the Queen of Cups in the reverse on the bottom. Okay, so card to tell a story, big time today. And I'm taking this Emperor and I'm going to set him off to the side because look at that. This is a spiritual connection with a passionate new beginning on the horizon. And we have the Emperor and the Empress that came out in your underlying energy, and I'm taking him, like I said. And there you two are. Feeling a little insecure right now because you're still working through the shit. But look what you have to look forward to. Leo, I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited for you. So the Empress came out clarifying justice in the Ace of Swords. This came out clarifying the Knight of Cups. So this just, and I'm going to set the Emperor off to the side here because he's not, supposedly he's not in the reading, but this new beginning is on the horizon despite the troubled times with this love connection, however hard it's been for you to get together, and feeling like you're starting over, trying something new, it's still not working. It's just because the timing hasn't been right. And I do believe there's some clarity on the horizon. I do believe Empress, Queen of Pentacles, you are bringing to light maybe some information, some communication, some truth that was holding you back before, was keeping you from coming together with this person and experiencing what the universe wants you to experience, which is this relationship. You know, I am a believer in divine connections, okay? I haven't had one in my life myself. I'd like to. I'm working on it. But I do believe that divine connections are the most challenging because they are all the most healing connections, not just for the people that are involved in the connection, but for the people that surround them. Because this is a connection that is I may not need to get more cards out on the table because these first two, I haven't even put the rest of my third set out. This connection is divinely guided, and it doesn't just bring joy, harmony, love, healing, happiness to the people who are involved in the connection. The two that are involved in the it brings that healing energy to those that surround the people who are in the relationship. And so it's significant. But when this kind of energy comes together, there's the dark energy that fights it from coming together, because the dark energy doesn't want this kind of light energy to come together because it's extremely powerful. I don't know if that makes sense to you. This is stuff that's gone through my head. I'm just sharing. Let me get the rest of these cards out and see what else we get. Oh, Leo. Okay. So you may be sending some information out into the universe. This may be psychic information. You could potentially have a psychic connection with this king. And there's been some mental anxiety, some anguish, some troubled past issues that you've both been dealing with. Okay, and you're in the process of communicating that, whether psychically or physically, but I feel it's almost more in a psychic way that you're communicating, and it's been significantly challenging for both of you to come together. And I started getting ooey and ahhing and gooey Gaia because the Queen of Pentacles came out clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, but she's in the upright. So you are starting to regain yourself, your composure, your integrity, your desire to move forward with what you know is right, to speak the truth, to make sure that this connection starts to mend itself and come back together, because you're ready to put the shit behind you and make something happen between you. So right now, Leo, you're coming off as the stronger energy, the one who's getting her shit together first and making some communication regarding healing. 5 of Cups in reverse. And once you heal, there's hope to make this connection work again. Here's what's been going wrong, and you both know it, and it's the unknown. And it might be a level of insecurity, the moon card, or the unknowns, maybe feeling fear regarding approaching this person or letting them into your life or showing your authentic self, being secure in who you are. That hasn't happened in the past. communication hasn't happened in the past. There's too many unknowns, and that's why things have been failing between the two of you, because the communication, if there is no communication, maybe it is just psychic communication between the two of you. You two need to come together in the 3D and clear things up. That's what this is telling me. And I think you're ready to do that. I think you're ready to take a leap, Leo. You may have already done that. You may have already started the process of coming out with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Here's what I'm dealing with, Emperor. Yes, I love you. Yes, this relationship is destined, and we need to come together now. So, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is all about stagnation, no movement, no growth. In some cases, lack of motivation, feeling like you're stuck, but you're fighting this. Both of you are fighting it. Or internally, mentally, again, I feel like there's a spiritual connection. So if you are spiritual, or if you have, intuitive abilities, you are using those gifts that you have to get yourself out of this unstuck situation, because currently, 8 of Swords, this relationship is imprisoned in doubt, and you're ready to take action to change that. You are trapped by the fact that you haven't moved forward with this relationship, ready to change that, because this relationship isn't going anywhere, Leo. Spirit is guiding you two together, and there's no denying that. And I think you've come to realize this. Your partner realizes it too, but because I feel like there's been this lack of communication or inability to communicate, or maybe you've been kept separate, like I said, there are plenty of energies that are fighting against you two coming together, because this is a spiritual, divine connection that is not meant to only be healing for you and your partner, but it's going to heal the people that are surrounded by you, the people that you care about, your family, your loved ones, because this kind of connection gives off the kind of energy, the kind of loving, healing energy that this world needs. I mean, let's face it, we need more of these kind of relationships in our world, because we're living in a pretty shitty world right now, Leo. And you might be destined to be a part of that healing process. Not just for yourselves, not just for you and this King of Pentacles, but for everybody that surrounds you. And that's a pretty heavy responsibility, but you know what? You were picked for this for a reason, Leo. You were picked for this job for a reason, because you can handle it. So you have Seven of Pentacles in your underlying energy. Again, this is taking its toll. It's been taking time. You've been putting energy into this, and it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. It's time to restart this, but with the right kind of energy, so you can finally get this off the ground and have your new passionate beginning with this partner, your Emperor, Empress energy. So let me get the rest of these cards out, and I do a couple shuffles in between my 2 rounds with this deck, and then we'll talk some more. So we have the Queen of Swords that came out, clarifying the 6 of Cups in reverse. This is you ready to talk. This is you're Queen of Pentacles. You've got your feet back on the ground. You're ready to lay it out on the table. You're ready to provide the truth. You're ready to provide clarity, communication. And this king wants to leave behind this level of insecurity that he's feeling. He's ready to move on from this, as are you. And this is clarifying both of your energy. You're ready to move on from the failures from the past. Sorry, I know. You know what? I try to shuffle and get all the cards out, and then I start talking about the ones that are on the table, and I can't help myself. It's time to move on from this imbalance, from this broken relationship, because it's creating imbalance in both of your lives. And it's time to work on things because you've regained your security. Three of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Pentacles in the upright position. You're done with the unknowns causing you to have failure in this relationship. It's time to put everything out on the table, be secure in what you know is right, and work together to build this relationship back to where it needs to be. Now again, I say back to where it needs to be. This feels like it may be, you know, it could have been an established relationship that broke apart. This could be a brand new relationship where you two met and somehow have been kept apart or have stayed apart because it didn't feel right. Timing has to be right for these kind of relationships. Both parties involved need to be healed from past hardships, relationships, struggles. You know, you've got to battle all of the imbalance that has been in your life, any of the past failures or issues that you've been dealing with. You've got to let all that go first. And then I think that you're communicating to this king that the time is right to fix what's happened in the past and take some action. And I do believe that you're asking this king, whether it's psychically or whether you do this in the 3D, that you want this king to take some action. And he may have been preventing himself from coming forward for any number of reasons. But this king, once he's clear on the fact that it's time to move forward, because you two have done your healing, you've worked through some shit, and you know, it's possible, everybody's on a different timeline, right? So it's possible you're still working through this because, like I said, this is not a relationship that has come together yet, but it feels like it's on the brink. It feels like it's close. So you may still be working through some things, Leo, and this king might still be too. It feels like this king is kind of following you. It feels like, you know, you came out in the upright. Maybe this king will come out in the upright too, but you came out in the upright first. Your Empress energy came out in the underlying energy, and he came out second, which I don't, like I said, I don't normally take that third card at the bottom of the deck, but there he is. He still came out. But he just feels like he's a little bit behind you. Like you know, you have managed to get to this point a little bit sooner than your King of Pentacles has. This video is gonna run long, I can tell, and that's okay. I'm just gonna do the reading the way I want to do it. So we have the Hangman in reverse. This is about you seeing a different perspective. This is about him seeing a different perspective. This is about getting unstuck. Because the truth, the Ace of Swords is coming out. Justice is on the horizon. It's clarifying justice in the Ace of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. You've been dealing with a lack of stability, the inability to build this relationship up because you've been dealing with the parts of your life that are unstable, the parts of your life that needed healing first before you could get involved in a relationship like that. And again, the third card on the bottom of the deck, the World. It's time to close out the cycles. It's time to close out the cycles that have kept you apart, the part of your life that has kept you two apart. It's time to close those cycles out that are hanging on to whatever negative energy is still clinging to you and your partner, because it's time to get this relationship going. There's the Empress in reverse, clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. I can't make this stuff up. You guys have been insecure about taking a leap of faith because there's been a lack of clarity on where you two stand. And again, you've been working on yourself. This can indicate selfish energy, but this can also indicate a need to work on yourself, spiritually work on yourself, so you're in a place where you're ready to receive and give that kind of love. And that's what's going on here. There's the Knight of Pentacles, clarifying the Nine of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Cups in the upright position. Okay, so let's look at this for just a little bit here. So I wish I had ability to kind of acquire a few new fingers when I do my readings. Not that I want to have like 7 fingers, but when I do my readings, it would be. So at this point in time, you two are walking away from this kind of energy. Feeling insecure, feeling not ready, feeling like you aren't capable of this kind of relationship, this kind of divine connection. But Queen of Pentacles is pretty close. And she's the one who initiated, shit, I'm putting this back together wrong, hang on. Sorry. She's the one, you are the one who initiated communication about why this hasn't gotten off the ground. There you are, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is somebody who tells the truth, tells it like it is not afraid to put everything out there on the table, but is also not willing to accept the fact that others are going to be unclear in their communication. She expects the same kind of communication that she gives. So right now you are clearly communicating the truth so that justice can occur and everybody can get unstuck and see each other's different perspectives, because the truth is now out. And you have been working on this over a long period of time, working on this, doing the challenging work and taking care of what you need to in your own lives in order to bring this to fruition. Because once you two are both in this Nine of Pentacles energy, feeling good about yourselves, your lives, where you are, what you've accomplished, then this love offer can come in and you can start building and working together. There you go. My work here is finished. Just kidding, Leo, I'm not done. I have more cards. So, I do feel that in the past, there's been some failures in coming together, but both of you are still fighting this. There is a reunion on the horizon. There is celebration. There is joy. There might, with these two cards especially together, I do feel like there are other people that surround both of you that will be affected in a positive manner regarding this relationship when you two connect. Like I said, if this is the spiritual connection that I sense that it is, your relationship is going to have a positive effect on those around you. And we have, the Ten of Swords came out again. It's possible that this king has tried to take action in the past and it hasn't worked. He's not giving up. He's going to try again. Ten of Swords is brutal energy, and you have it twice in your reading. It just means that you've been through hell and back. Four of Swords clarifying it in your underlying energy. You've been through hell and back. The Swords energy is tough energy. Dealing with maybe some mental anxiety surrounding issues you've had to close out in your past. Maybe dealing with some instability in other relationships, other love relationships, so that you can have your new passionate beginning, your Ace of Wands with this king, with this emperor. Okay, I am going to look at these some more. I'm putting these all out of order now. I don't even remember where, oh, I had this one down here. Okay. So I'm going to pull the Dreams of Gaia Tarot for a closing while I look at these some more. So this is really promising me. I'm very excited for you. You two are on the same path. It's very clear it's almost like, it almost feels a little bit like a foot race, like you're neck and neck, but the Queen of Pentacles has moved out in a little bit ahead, and she's ready to cross the finish line. This King of Pentacles is not far behind, and he might push past you, especially after he gets wind of gaining some clarity and some truth regarding what has happened in the past, or what, I think this card definitely wants to come out. What is it? Four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Earth in reverse. Okay, so this came out in the reverse. I have pulled this card in and I'm familiar with it. And, shit, I gotta get my glasses on the other side of the table. So let me just talk to you while I'm doing that. So, Leo, the Dreams of Gaia deck, like I said before, even though I'm familiar with some of the meanings in this deck, I still am reading from the book because the meanings are so in depth and intuitive that the messages are just too good not to read directly from the book. That's all there is to it. Now, I haven't looked closely at a lot of these cards, and I'm looking at this one in the upright position, just to become a little bit more familiar with this. But the Four of Pentacles, Four of Earth, is all about building, all about creating your reality, building what you want out of life. And you'll notice he actually has bloods and scratches and bruises and stuff on his arms and his face. And he's even got some blood that has dripped from his bicep onto this windowsill here, bicep. He's been through it, but he's still working to construct and build what he's determined to build. Now this came out in the reverse, so let's read this and see how it applies to your fabulous reading. I will display it in the upright as I read from the book. Sometimes I turn right to these, and it's fun when I do that, and other times I don't, like right now. Okay, so this is a potential blockage. It's just a couple paragraphs. It's actually pretty short. So I'm gonna display it in the upright, even though it came out in the reverse. Here we go, Leo. Tedium and monotony often instill a desire to rush. Do not allow the desire to be free to move onto new ventures to result in careless errors or prevent you from completing a task or resolving an issue that you have before you. You might find yourself free of boredom and impatient, only to feel the weightier burden of guilt and regret. Whether it be a matter that affects home and hearth or one that affects your career, do not allow impatience and frustration to cloud your judgment and lead to hasty decisions. The Shadow Four of Earth cautions you against embracing a belief that greener pastures are waiting if you choose to walk away. In this circumstance, they are not. I want to repeat that last couple of sentences there. The Shadow Four of Earth cautions you against embracing a belief that greener pastures are waiting if you choose to walk away. In this circumstance, they are not. You may have been battling this idea, Leo, that this relationship and the challenges that you've been facing trying to get together with this person have been so great that you've been wanting to walk away from it. But what this card is telling me is that this is something that was meant to be difficult because it's worth it. These challenges have been put into your life because nothing good comes out of, nothing good is free. You have to work for the things that are good in your life. And if they're really good in your life and they're really meant to be in your life and you really want them the way that it feels like you want this relationship, then it's worth working through the hardships, the pain, the suffering, and the Ten of Swords in order to get what you want. So walking away from the situation is the last thing you want to do. You are faced right now with a potential relationship that was hard because you two are going to be doing some work together that's going to change this world. Not just your own lives, but this world. Think about that for a minute, Leo. It's your destiny. This is your destiny, this relationship. And this isn't just about a love affair. This is not just about love between two people. This is your destiny. You have work to do. And it's with this person, Leo, dare I say. Dare I throw that out there. I'm going to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing because Spirit is backing you up. Keep contacting your spirit guides. Don't be afraid of communication. If you haven't communicated in the 3D yet with this person, with this King of Pentacles, I've really messed up my reading now, but it doesn't matter because it's over. If you have had the opportunity to communicate with this person, listen carefully to their words. Be as clear as possible. Be willing to put everything out on the table and be willing to tell the truth. Because this person is right on your heels and you're both ready to cross the finish line together. So I'm going to leave this here, Leo. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I did. I did. I wish the best for you. I'm really excited for you. I almost want to do another reading and bring back this content to see how you guys do in the future, because I feel like it's right on the horizon. This relationship is just that close to coming together. So keep doing what you're doing, Leo. I think you're going to be quite happy with the results because this is not a situation that you want to walk away from. All right, Leo. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join me again. Bye.